Hello, I think we're live. Ooh, this is very exciting. Maybe someone could comment just so I know that you're with me because I'm all a bit of a shock. Yes, brilliant. Right, we're on. Hello, everyone. And what are you doing awake? It should be in bed, seriously. Hello, Jelly. Hi, Rosie. Hi, Molly. Oh my God. Oh, this is so exciting. Cool, right. Oh, Rosie, you're awake. And my big sister, you're all mad, seriously. And Stacey, you should have gone to bed hours ago. Oh, thank you so much for staying up with me. Oh my goodness. And actually, that kind of throws my whole plan out for the whole class tonight, or this morning, because I thought there'd be no one with me. So I thought we could just sit down, have a cup of tea, not do very much. And Bethan, my little niece, well, not so little anymore. So I thought maybe I'd be here on my own at 2 o'clock in the morning, but you crazy lot have decided to join me, which is amazing. Thank you so much. We'll just see how many people might come along with us. Oh, I love you too. And Maddie, oh my God, you're amazing. What are you doing up? Jen, you should have gone to bed too. Anyway. Hi Jen, hi Rosie. It's my Rosie. Staying up with me, bless her, keeping an eye on me. So anyway, I just want to say before we do anything, thank you to Kate for her hilarious class. As always, you're just a star. And teachers like Kate and everyone else that's been on since 12 o'clock yesterday, we've now raised £16,361. I mean, seriously, we were aiming for 10,000 and we might even double it, maybe, who knows? Who knows? We'll see how it goes over the next, I think there's 9 more classes after me tonight. So carry on doing as many as you can. You lot maybe might want to go to bed, I don't know. I thought maybe the only people might join us would be people from abroad, but maybe not. Oh, and Daisy's with us too. Nice. Cool. All right. Okay. So, a couple of things I've got to say. We're going to do a class using a band. So if you've got a band, grab a band. One like this. If you haven't got a band, maybe grab a pair of tights. Anything, whatever you like. Hi, Kate. Hi, Liz. So just grab anything. We're going to use it for a little bit of resistance. Just makes the class a little bit more connected when you're using a band. So we're going to use those. And maybe a cushion for underneath your head if you've got a cushion. All right, that'd be great too. It's a bit weird teaching like this, it has to be said, because I can't see you and I can't actually hate it. I want to see all your lovely faces. But so I'll just talk to myself. Send me a little comment every now and then. Hopefully, I think I've placed it so you can see my mat. That's cool. Hello, Stacey. Loved your class, by the way. So just please look after your bodies. I can't see you. Normally I'm there with you and I can help you out and correct you if you need be, but I can't. So please just listen to your bodies. I'm afraid I can't take responsibility for any injuries tonight because I'm not with you. So you please be kind to your bodies and just listen to yourself. All right. I think we can get going. Should we get going? Let's get going. So come and so you need a mat, a cushion, and a band or a pair of tights. Go and grab some if you haven't got any already. That's all we're going to need. If you haven't got a band, don't worry about it. We can do the whole thing without, doesn't matter. Or the other thing you could, no, I just think just stick with those. Actually, I'm going to waffle because it's 2 o'clock in the morning. Seriously, we've been watching these classes now. Obviously doing them as well, since 12 o'clock. So a bit wired now with quite a strong coffee. So let's get going. Let's have a quick sip. All right, let's go. So let's come and stand on your mats, please. Let's come and stand with your feet hip distance apart. So we're going to do a little bit of standing work to begin with because I thought if I lie down I might fall asleep. So we're going to do quite a lot of standing work to begin with. And it's also quite nice because at the moment everyone's been doing a lot of sitting on computers. There's a lot of needing to open out your body, work through the back of the body a bit because the front gets a little bit tight. Alright, so let's just start. Feet in line with your knees, in line with your hips. And just relax your arms by your sides. Take a big deep breath, and that's for me, probably more than you. So take a big deep breath in and just float your arms up. Take a stretch up to the ceiling, look up to the ceiling. And then exhale, just turn the palms down and press your arms down by your sides. And again, just go with the breath and think of your lungs inflating as your arms widen. Take a breath in. Inhale, exhale, press back down. And again, just one more. Feel the width of the rib cage, and then exhale, come back down. And then just float the, I think it's your left arm. We've been talking about this mirroring all day. I'm not sure which one it is, but just go with one side, really don't care. Just reach out. But what I want you to think of is reaching up to the ceiling and then lengthening over to that side. So you're not just collapsing and sinking into your side. You're really lengthening your spine, trying not to collapse. Think of the upper side of the ribcage lifting to the ceiling, and then breathing, come back up. And then the other arm, breathing in. So reach up to the ceiling first, then exhale. Think of keep reaching. Press down with the foot on the same side. So if it's your right arm, it's your right foot pressing down, trying to get that opposition and a little bit of length. Nice. And head to the ceiling. Don't know who I'm saying nice to, just to myself. Breathe in, reach up. Exhale, go over. Keep that length, don't collapse into that side. Yeah, and breathe in, come up. And one. Big breath in. And then exhale. Lovely long spine as you reach through that fingertips to the ceiling. Yes. And then come back up. And then release your arms. Now just roll your shoulders up to your ears. Big breath in. Now breathe out, pull them behind you, like you're trying to squeeze your shoulder blades together. Breathe in, roll them forwards and up and back as far as you can to open and widen the collarbones. And down, breathe in, lift up. Exhale, pull back. Breathe in, lift up. Exhale, pull back. And then reverse, pull behind, squeeze those shoulder blades and then lift them up and just mobilise the shoulder joint. And around you go. Good, big circles. But keep your arms quite straight, don't kind of move from your elbows, move from the shoulder girdle. That's it, and round, last one. And then just reverse it, but going into a bit like backstroke, but without, as if you haven't got any arms. You're going to roll the shoulder back and just roll. That's it, just spiral them round, get a bit of movement. It's a bit like you're going to go into a bit of a dance. You can if you want. I'm just pretending we're on a kind of an all-night session, so we're just going to just roll with it. I might waffle on, I'll warn you now, because I've never taught a class at 2 o'clock in the morning before, so God knows what's going to happen. So just relax your arms by your sides. Let's start with a little bit of footwork. So we're going to bring your feet in a Pilates stance, so heels together, toes apart. Relax your arms by your sides. Good. And then we're just going to float up, lift the arms. So we're just what we did before with your arms, but keeping your heels connected. So I want you to start to find that midline of the body. And again, so we're going to breathe in, raise the heels, but keep your heels connected. So if they come apart, maybe make the V a little smaller, and then come back down. And again, but the lift comes from your head, not from your feet. Think of your head just lengthening and being pulled up like a little piece of string, pulling you up to the ceiling. Just so you can get those legs a little closer together, and then exhale, come back down. One more, breathing in. This time, keep your heels lifted, bring your arms down in front of you into a Cossack position, so one arm on top of the other, but keeping those heels high. If it's too wobbly, come onto the floor, okay? If you can, but challenge it, don't make it too easy. I was going to do a gentle class because it's the middle of the night, but then thought, sod it, let's go for it. So let's just squeeze a little bit, lift the head, lift the chest, and then breathe out, rotate round to your right, whichever way that is for you. Breathing out, turn the chest, keep those heels together. Breathe in, come back to the centre. Now grow taller, don't rotate and sink, okay? I want you to think of pressing down with your toes, head to the ceiling, lifting your chest, and get that rotation. And you're rotating the chest, don't think of leading with your arms. It's not a shoulder movement. Your arms only move because your rib cage is rotating through your thoracic. A little rotation, breathe into centre. One more each side, so if you can lift those heels a little higher. Breathing out. See if you can rotate even further, connect those heels, come back to the center, release the heels, release your arms just for a second. Okay, keep the heels connected, Think of that midline, okay? But let's actually bring your arms back to your Cossack. Come back up again. This time we're going to add a little plie, so a little bend, and a slight, I'm going to show you side on. So when you bend the knees, and go make this small, please. I don't know your bodies or what injuries you've got, so if you feel any discomfort at any point in any exercise, please just stop, okay? Don't carry on. So for this, especially any knee issues, make these a minute little bend. If your knees are okay, you can go into quite a big plie. And now connect the heels, so you're actually working through the back and the inner thighs to bring your legs back up and squeeze them as tight as you can. So when you do your bend of the knees, what I don't want you to do is that, please. Don't stick your bum out. Okay, so lift the head, lift the chest, imagine your back sliding down a wall, and then come back up. Okay, so we're going to breathe in to go down, and exhale, come up, and breathe in to bend. Slide down that wall, and come back up and lift. Grow taller, 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 get a bit more height. 2 more. And come up and squeeze those legs together as tight as you can. And again, 1 more, carry on. Little slide down the wall, and then come back up. And then bring your heels apart. Release the arms. Take 1 more stretch, breathing in. And then breathe out, release the arms. And then grab your band, please. So we're going to grab the band. All right. I'm going to place it around the back of your pelvis. If you haven't got a band, just do exactly the same, but as if you're just with your arms free. So I'll show you both. If you have got a band, we're going to place it across the back of your pelvis. And the reason I like adding the band in, so you've got some opposition, like I say, and that also it closes the chain of movement, so your arms aren't just floating, flapping around in the air, doing nothing. All right, so it gives you that connection. So we're going to hold your arms like this. If you haven't got a band, you can just have your arms the same, and we're going to do the same movement, but without. All right, so when you're ready, you might have done cat and cow if you do yoga. I do quite a lot in my classes anyway, but so it's the same movement, but we're going to stand and do the same. So when you're ready, we're going to breathe out, soften the knees, and exhale, round your spine, but push your arms forwards as far as you can. So I'm creating like I'm hugging a tree. I'm pushing my hands forward, and it's like I'm trying to pull my spine into the band, and then you're going to breathe in, lift the head, lift the chest, straighten the legs, and extend the back. Okay, so as you exhale, we're going to keep your hands as far away from your tummy as you can. Breathing out, exhale, push that lower back into the band, and then breathe in, extend the legs, open the chest. And exhale, round the spine. Tuck that tailbone under, keep the head up a little bit, but don't let your shoulders come up around your ears. So shoulders heavy, but push the band away from you. And then breathe in, lift. 2 more. Breathing out. So if you haven't got a band, you're just like you're hugging a tree, but you're trying to pull your belly away from your hands. That's it. And then you breathe in, extend, and open the chest. And exhale, sweep round and hug. Breathing, open the arms wide and extend behind. Good. This time, keep the arms straight. We're going to bring your arms up and over and in front of you. And then just change your hand position so your hands are a little bit closer together on the band. Nice. So, from here, let's take a little squat. So, from here, we're going to just take your weight into your heels. All right, so maybe just lift your toes. So we're going to lift your toes off the floor. I don't know if you can see if it's too dark or not. And there's messages coming up, and there's no chance I can ever see them, which is a bit gutting. So, never mind. Anyway, so take a breath in. We're going to squat down, but keep your toes off the ground. So your weight's really going into your heels. Stick your bum out so your back's flat. So I'm not hunched over here. I want to really just flatten the back. A little bit of tension on the band. Press into the heels. Come up to standing. And then we're going to pull the band across your thighs. Reach your fingers to the floor. Lift the chin and chest and do a bit of a chest expansion. Breathing it out. So we're going to breathe in, sit. Exhale, come up, pull the arms back, open the chest, keep lifting, breathe in, bend. Press down with your heels, head to the ceiling, open the collarbones wide. Do exactly the same with your arms, even if you haven't got a band. So if you haven't got a band, you'll be going further back, but really reach down to the floor and behind you. So you get a big work and a bit into the triceps. And again, let's just do a couple more. So we're going to breathe in to sit your weight back. Exhale, pull back. Breathe in, sit down. Exhale, pull back. Lovely, one more. Breathe in, hold it here. So keep the tension on the band, drop the shoulders into your back a little and raise your heels. And lower the heels. So as I lift the heels, I'm not rounding the spine at all, keeping everything exactly the same. Work through your toes. Try not to roll out your feet. Keep the head lifted. Nice, keep your heels lifted and walk on the spot. And try and do this walking, just doing a little walk like that. That's it, yeah, great. Rooting forwards, lovely. Keep those heels high. See if you can get them higher maybe, go for it. Maybe you can squat a little bit lower if you're really strong. I'm not going to go lower because I won't be able to talk. And last ones. Good, both heels down and then come up, take a stretch up, breathe in. And then bring your arms forwards. Nod the head, we're going to roll down to the floor. Okay, just hold it there. Drop the band on the floor. Give your head and arms a little shake out. Okay, from here, keep your weight on your toes, let your head and arms hang. Press into your toes, tailbone under, roll the spine, coming back up. So with this exercise, I'm out of breath already. It's no good doing a class at night time, seriously. Right, so from here, just try not to drop your weight into your heels, please. All right, so take a breath. And then when you're ready, nod the head. Lift your lower back to the ceiling. Okay, so I'm not hinging from my hips. I'm not dropping my weight into my heels and kind of doing that and hanging into my hips. I want to think of getting length in the spine, going over and forwards. Press into your toes. Let your head and arms hang. Tailbone under. Reset the spine. Take a stretch. And again, let's do 3 more. Breathing out. Breathing out, come back up. Tailbone under. Hips forwards. Reset. Grow taller every time. Big breath. And nod and roll down. Do 2 more. So try and get that length of your spine, not collapsing. A lot of people go and collapse into themselves when they do this exercise. So I'm just trying to keep that lift. And the more weight that's in the front of your feet, the better, rather than dropping back. Lovely, if you are doing this, you might be just sitting at home having a cup of tea, to be fair. Fair enough, I don't blame you, but just thank you for coming and keeping me company if you are. You don't have to do it, obviously. Last one. What I want you to do the next time you roll down, just stay there for a second. Okay, if your back's not comfortable doing that, then come straight back up. But if you're comfortable, stay there for a minute. You might be able to place your hands on the floor, just let your head drop. If you can't touch the floor, don't worry about it, I don't care. Just let your arms hang, okay? But just give a little bit of stretch, but there shouldn't be any discomfort anywhere in your body. Take a breath, relax the neck. Breathing out, press into your toes, initiate the movement with your pelvis, tuck it under. Lift up and out of your waist, head to the ceiling, take one last big stretch up. Look up and exhale, release. Nice, great. So, let's come to the middle of your mat. I was thinking about this class and thought actually, because on all of our promotion stuff that we've had for this whole event, we've had a clock on it. So I thought, right, I've got to throw a clock into this class. So we're going to pretend we're in the centre of a clock. So we're going to be right in the middle of your mat, or wherever you are. Okay, so you're in the centre. We're going to soften the knees, a little micro bend, not a big bend. Okay, so we're going to take your weight into your right foot. I can't do this on this phone, so we're going to take your weight into your right foot. We're going to extend your left foot out in front. Okay. Now what I want you to focus on is really how much you can extend that leg. So really point your foot on its side on. So you're reaching out, not just kind of let my leg hang here. I want you to really extend it so you feel your thighs, your quads engaged. Keeping a slight bend in your other leg, just tap to the centre. And then imagine you're on that clock face, and then you're going to reach out to 1 o'clock, back to the centre. Reach out to 2 o'clock, back to the centre. Lift the head, lift the chest. Then you're going to duck the leg out to the side, but without leaning, and back to the centre. And then to 4 o'clock. So now you're starting to extend the hip, back to the centre, to 5 o'clock. Back to the centre, go to 6. So now the leg's extended behind you. Hold it here, and then do 5 little pulses, lifting the leg up. But really point the foot, try not to lean forwards. Maybe just tuck your tailbone under a little bit so it's not going to lift very high. Little pulses. And reach out, open and stretch those hips. So you're balancing on that other leg. And then touch the floor, bend the knee in, go back to 5 o'clock, center, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. See, I told you it was like 3 o'clock out to the side. And then 2. And then 1, point the foot. Come forwards, back to 12, hold it there. Now lift that leg up in front, straighten both legs, lift the chest, drop the shoulders, little pulses up. See how straight you can get this leg. Point the foot, feel that pull up through the knees. Little pulses, good. Try not to lean back. 3, 2, 1, and then bend it in. Place it down. Nice. So soften the knees. Let's do it on the other side. Lift the chest. Open the collarbones wide. Reach out with your other leg in front. So yeah, I'm not sure where your clock is, but hopefully now we're going to the left, and we're going to draw the knee in, then go to 11, back to center, to 10. But focus on extending the leg out. How straight can you get that leg? Pull it to the center. Then go to 8, center, 7. Nice. Back to 6, hold it. Lift the chest, reach out through that foot, tuck the tailbone under a little bit, find your bum and pulse it up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it and bring it in. And go back to 7. Lift the chest. 8. Back to center. 9. Back to center. 10. Back to center. 11. Here we go. Last one. 12 o'clock. Hold it there. Really lift up. Reach out through the toes. Lift the leg up and pulse it up for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. And down. Give a little shake out. Brilliant. Right, let's come to the end of the mat. Bring the band with you. We're going to use it maybe in a minute just for a couple of exercises. We're just going to come to the edge of your mat. So you've got some mat in front of you. Hopefully you can still see me. Let's bring your heels together. Take a stretch out, breathing in. Look up to the ceiling. Raise your heels. Keep the heels connected. For those who are quite advanced and done a lot of Pilates, keep your heels lifted. Okay? If not, release the heels to the floor. And then you're going to nod. Do a roll down. Those with the heels lifted have to find a lot more lift so you don't fall flat on your face as you roll down to the floor. Please don't do that. No injuries at this stage. Okay? So, looking towards your knees, relax your heels down. Walk your hands out along the mat, keeping the heels connected, and come into your plank. So we're going to just hold it here for a moment. Head to the ceiling, shoulders away from your ears. So really think of pushing the floor away with your hands, tucking the tailbone under a little bit so everything's connected and working to support you. So it's not just into your shoulders, please. Lift the head and chest on right into the flower pot. That's brilliant. So take a breath and then bring one knee in and then the other. Untuck your toes, round your spine, but initiate the movement from your pelvis, please. So we're going to go into cat and cow, but in this position now. So we just did it standing. We're going to exhale, round the lower back, tucking the tailbone under, but really exhale so much that you feel the out-breath helping you lift the pelvis. Nod the head. Breathe in, release. Lift the head, lift the tailbone, think of your collarbone shining forwards. And then again, breathing out. Breathe out so much. Your lower back lifts to the ceiling. Gently nod the head. Breathe in, release. And 2 more. Breathing out. Empty the lungs. Your breath is so important. Use the breath to assist the exercise. Breathe in, release. And 1 more. Breathing out. Round the spine. Hold it in your cat position. Just bring your feet together. Knees together and stretch down into your rest position. Hold it there. Just breathe. So stay in your rest position for a second. Hold it there and breathe. And try and breathe into the back of your ribcage. If that's uncomfortable on your knees, obviously always come out of it. Don't stay in that position, please. You can always lay on your back and hug your knees into your chest instead. All right, 1 more breath there. Maybe give your hips a little wiggle side to side. And then on your next exhalation, we're going to start again, initiate with your pelvis. Tuck the tailbone under, roll the spine, lift up and out of your waist as you come up so you don't end up here. Not great. Just anteriorly tilt your pelvis so you're in that nice neutral position, but lift up. Lift the chest, lift the head, relax the shoulders. Swing your legs round in front of you. And just bring them to the side. So, with your feet to that side, whatever that is for you. I'm saying that because we realised for some reason mirroring on lives just isn't the same as when you're in front of someone, obviously, because it flips the screen. So I'm not sure what it is for you. So one side, we're always going to repeat to the other side, so you choose which one you want to go for. So we're just going to float, hold on to your ankle, float this arm up, reach up, and again, like we did standing, try not to be here, don't collapse. Think of lengthening up and over. Head back, try and get your arm in line with your ear. Think of lifting the top side of your ribcage to the ceiling. Breathe. And then come up. Keep that lovely length. Elbow to the floor. Reach up and over with this arm. But push the elbow into the ground to almost try and lift your ribcage away from the floor. Lift the top side of the rib to the ceiling. Push it away. And one more each side. Reach up and over. Breathing out. As you get a little deeper, you'll feel that stretch increases. Breathe in, lift. And exhale and reach. Press into your supporting arm. Yeah, so don't let that shoulder come up around your ears. And come up. And then swing your legs to the other side, please. So let's repeat the same exercise. Most important is getting that lift. So holding onto your ankle, reach up to the ceiling. Lovely long spine as you go over. Exhale. Deepen that stretch with the breath. Relax the shoulders, but keep reaching through that top arm. And come over. Press into your elbow, reach through your hand. And then come over and lift. Up and over. Very nice. And last one. And reach. Keep pressing into your elbows. Lovely. Reach through that hand. And then come back up. Swinging your legs around in front, and we're going to come to sitting position, please. So, totally up to you how you do this exercise. We're going to do a few rollbacks. Just get your spine moving a little bit now. So if this is so hard to teach this class, because I might have someone who's not doing very much Pilates, or I know there's some teachers around that are mad enough to stay up all night. So you take this exercise with however you normally do it, okay? If you're a beginner, and you're trying this for the first time, you're crazy doing a class for the first time at 2 in the morning, but good for you. Anyway, if you're a beginner, use a band, pop it around your feet, all right? And that's just going to assist you with this exercise, because I don't want anyone to strain themselves or hurt themselves. If you're not a beginner and you've done this a million times, hold the band, and we're going to hold it in front of you, as if you're holding a pole, okay? And if you're not got the band around your feet, we're going to point the feet and turn out. So you're really starting to connect the legs together, all right? So the band might be around your feet or your arms are in the air. And I'd like you to gently pull on the band if the band's not around your feet, all right? Lifting up into a really nice flat back. So we're not slumped here. We're gonna lift your sternum up to the ceiling, relax the shoulders, slight pull on the band. So I'm really now, doesn't matter where the band is, I'm reaching my hands forwards, my toes forwards, and then I'm drawing my spine away from my feet. Reaching the hands forward so you don't collapse. The lower back touches the floor, mid back, upper back. Your arms can go over, but only as far as you can go without flaring the ribs and sticking them up. Breathe in, lift the arms up. Nod the head. Now connect the legs before you even think of lifting your spine. So we're going to connect the legs together and then breathing out, head forwards. Don't collapse. Think spine stretch forwards and reach. So I'm not here. I'm not trying to get my head to my knees in any way. I'm trying to lift my chest away from my thighs and I'm reaching forwards with my hands. So I'm really stretching the whole body. Relax the shoulders, tailbone under and carry on. Slowly down. Wheel the spine. Breathing in. And coming up. Don't collapse. Lift away from your thighs, head forwards, have a stretch. Carry on if you're doing those. If you're still doing with the band here, exactly the same. So I'm not relying on the band if you're using the band like this. You're not hanging off it. I'm actually doing the opposite. I'm reaching my hands to my feet. Really squeeze those legs to midline as you roll down. Relax the shoulders. Nod the head. We're just going to do 2 more of whichever version you're doing. And every time you come up to sitting, you should find you're getting a little closer towards your feet. Rolling down. Take a breath. Nod the head and exhale. This time when you come up, just stretch forwards. See if you can reach your toes. I don't care if you can't, just rest your hands on your shins, whatever you can reach or get to. And now just collapse forwards and have a bit of a stretch. Relax the shoulders, breathe. It's the middle of the night, so don't push yourself. Don't go crazy. 2 more breaths. And every time you exhale, maybe get a little closer towards your feet. Relax, breathe. 1 more breath here. That's great. I wish I could see your messages. Shame I've gone a bit blind. Lovely. And then coming all the way up to sitting, lifting up, bring the band with you. So when you're ready, we're going to roll down, but we're going to hold the band this time, but we're not coming back up, so don't worry. So we're going to point the feet, squeeze the heels together. So you're in a slight little turnout. So you're really connecting your inner thighs so you can release, and they're supporting you as you roll your spine down. You're going to slide your feet in towards you, bend the knees, bring your knees and feet together, and we're going to hold it here. So the band's directly above your chest now. Again, if you haven't got a band, you can do all of this without, okay? We're going to breathe out. Reach your hands wide, pull your hands away from each other, and breathe in, come slowly back up. So we're going to exhale. Think of your hands pulling away from each other to open the chest and connect into the back of your shoulders, and then breathe in, come back up. Carry on. So the movement we're thinking about is coming from the back. Think of where your shoulder blades are. That's where your arms are moving from, not from the front of your chest. And with the resistance, it's really nice. It makes it work a little bit more. You get more of a connection. It's a bit like working on the machines rather than just on the mat. You get a bit more connection with the band. 1 more. Breathing out. Reaches your hands as wide away from each other as you can till you get to the floor. Try not to strangle yourself with a band. Please, it should be across your chest, not here. Strangling there. Across your chest. And come back up. Now this time, just go elbows to the floor. Now see, you might not clear your head. Hopefully you will. We're going to go let your hands drop backwards. So you're in this open window position, but it's really nice for your shoulders. Keeping your hands in that same position. So you're in this kind of position when you're on the floor. Okay? And then you're going to reach behind you, keep the band, and then lift them back up into the air. So we're just going to do that 2 more times. So we're just going to go elbows to the floor, rotate back, breathe out, reach, but close the ribcage towards your pelvis so you're not ending up here, please. Close the ribcage down, float the arms up. Breathe and breathe out. Breathe in. Exhale, reach through your fingertips, close the ribcage down, bring the arms up into the air. Nice, hold it here. Rotate your knees to your right. But initiate the movement from your pelvis, please. So you're going to lift your left hip off the floor as your knees go to your right. And you're going to pull the left arm to the mat. Your right arm should stay vertical to the ceiling. So you've actually got resistance on both arms. And you're going to breathe out, draw the left side of your pelvis back. You keep the legs connected back to the center and the arm comes back to your start position. Okay, I'll show you sideways in case you can't see that very well. So now we're going to let your knees go to your left and your right arm pulls to the floor. Keep the arm in the air, keep it pulling, don't let it drift with the other arm. So again, you're connecting into the back of the shoulders to stop that arm coming back and going with the other arm. So you're going to lift the hip, pull your hand away from the center, keep the other arm completely still. Breathing out to come back. Repeat the breath. Breathe in to go over. Pull the arms wide. And exhale. Come back. So you can stick with your legs there. Or make it a little bit more challenging because especially as your arms are in the air, just challenge your balance. So we're going to do the same. So your knees go over. You go onto one hip. Keep the legs together. They mustn't separate, please. And then exhale. Draw the pelvis back. Bring the arm back. And again, just 2 each side. That's all we're doing. Breathe out. Come back. Keep the legs glued together. Lift the hip up and over. And breathe out, come back. Lovely. Carry on. If anyone, 1 more each side. You can extend the legs to the ceiling, do straight legs into a pendulum. If you've done that loads of times, do the same. Just last one each side, but think of really lifting your pelvis. Glue those legs together, back to the center. When you've done one more each side, that's brilliant. And then just hug your knees into your chest. Just for a second, keep hold of the band, place your feet onto the floor. Little gap between your feet. Take a breath. Your arms are going to go over your head and we're going to wheel your pelvis off the mat. Now really press into your feet. I'm going to bring the arms over. If you've got a band, you're going to place the band across your thighs. You might have to loosen up a little bit and really press your palms now into the mat. Okay? And then exhale, roll the spine down. And again, so we're going to breathe in, breathe out, tuck your tailbone under, press into your feet. And now really find your glutes for this. So press down with your arms. And I'm really pressing my pelvis into the band. So the band again is adding on that resistance. But what I don't want are my hands to come off the mat. So I've got to really connect into the back of the arms, back of the shoulders. And then breathe out, roll down. One more of those. We're going to breathe out, roll up. Or send the energy out through your knees. Press your pelvis into the band. Press your palms into the floor. Think of reaching your fingertips towards your heels. Breathe. Take a breath in. And exhale, roll back down. Wheel the spine, bone by bone, tailbone last to land on the mat. Great, so you can carry on with those, or if you'd like to, we're going to add on a little bit more. So I'm going to press into your arms. Keep your hands on the ground. You're going to float your right knee into the air. Extend it up to the ceiling, but don't let the pelvis pull down. So the band is trying to pull you to the floor. You're reaching up to the ceiling with that straight leg. Lower that leg just past your other knee, lift it up. And down 3 times. Keep pressing into your standing leg. Keep pressing into your arms. And lift up. Bend the knee in. Place the foot down. Float your arms over your head. Take a breath. Exhale, roll the spine. All the way. Bring your arms back. Place your hands on the floor. Last one on this side. So we're going to roll the pelvis up. Press your palms into the mat. Reach your fingers towards your heels. That's it. So your arms are really straight. Float the other knee up, press into your standing leg, extend it up, and then lower it, and lift. Keep your bottom lifted, press into those arms, 3 times, challenge it, maybe go a little lower, keep those hips high, place the foot down, both arms over your head, take a big breath in, exhale, roll all the way down, yes, lovely, all the way to the mat, and then hug your knees into your chest. Place the band around your feet, straighten them up to the ceiling. Have quite a bit of tension on the band if you've got it. If you haven't got a band, just hold onto your legs. Okay? And then when you're ready, we're going to nod the head. Squeeze your heels together. Come all the way up to ceiling. Stretch forwards, get rid of the band. Have a little stretch. Come back up to sitting. Brilliant. Bring the knees in towards you. Sorry, my eyes on. Have a little hug in. So we're just going to do maybe 2 or 3 rolling like a ball. If you've got any issues with your spine, osteoporosis or anything like that, please do not do this exercise. Yes, please don't. So head towards your knees. So let's bring your toes together, knees a little bit apart, and draw your head towards your knees, round the spine. So even here, what I don't want to be doing is, you want your back to really curve. It is rolling like a ball, so you need to tuck that tailbone under and think of drawing your rib cage away from your knees. And then we're going to breathe out, roll back. Breathe in, try and keep your head near your knees. Just 2 more, breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Hold it there. Bring your feet up. Hold onto your right leg. Extend your left leg out. Okay, so try and keep the shin parallel to the ceiling. Think of your roll backs. Exactly the same movement. Relax the shoulders. Looking forwards, we're going to tuck your tailbone under. Roll down till just your lower back is on the floor. Draw that right knee in towards your chest. Relax the shoulders. If this gets too much on your neck for anyone, just place your head on the floor. And then change legs and breathe. And extend that leg out. My main focus is reaching the foot away and out. And breathe. And breathe. Keep looking towards your tummy. Keep lifting those shoulders off the mat. Nice. Last 2. See if you can get that leg even straighter. And 1, bring your toes together. Hold it here. Knees apart, hands to the sides of your shins. Just 3 double leg stretch. So we're going to breathe in, lift the arms, lift the legs, squeeze them together. Exhale, draw it in, pull it really tight in. If this is too much, bring your head down. Carry on, so we're going to breathe in. And exhale, sweep round. Draw it in tighter. Lovely. Breathe in, extend away from your center. Connect those legs tight together. Exhale, come around. Stay lifted. Bring your hands behind your head. Knees a little bit away from your chest. Finish off here with a crisscross. Turn the shoulder, elbows wide. And what I don't want to do is just rock here between your shoulder blades. That's doing absolutely nothing. And just kind of flipping your legs. Reach the leg away. See how much rotation you get, but don't move the pelvis. Breathe in, center. Exhale, reach away. Center. 1 more each side. So think of the chest turning, reaching over. And center, last one. Breathing out, breathing in, and then release down. And then roll the head side to side, releasing your neck. Extend your legs out along the mat and take a full body stretch. Reach your toes away from your fingers, and then circle the arms around, and then just rolling over onto your tummy, coming onto your front. God, I'm aware that now suddenly, I'm getting into it, I'm going to run out of time. So let's get on the Unwind. So let's bring your hands either side of your mat. I mean, it depends on obviously the size of your mat, but roughly if it's like my mat, your hands are going to be level with your head. Your feet a little bit apart in a slight turnout, so your heels are going towards each other. Hold it here. Rest your forehead on the floor. Take a breath. We're going to roll the nose away just a little bit. So I'm just initiating that extension of my neck with a little roll of the nose. Imagine you've got a marble underneath your nose, rolling it away, but I'm not collapsing the back of my neck. And then the back of my head is lifting up towards the ceiling. But I want you to now focus on your breath, please. We're going to breathe in and lift up. Exhale, come down. So you initiate the movement with the nose rolling away. And then focus on the breath. So you breathe in so deeply, all my clients will know we do this all the time, that if you breathe in deeply, you'll feel your tummy pushes you almost off the floor like a hovercraft. I always think of it expanding, it floats you up. And then exhale, coming down. So that's assisting your lift rather than trying to just bend into your lower back. So breathing in, your collarbones widen, the head lifts. If you feel anything in your lower back, just slightly press your pubic bone into the mat. Keep pulling your chest and your head away from the floor, but keep pressing your pubic bone into the mat. You might get a bit higher. Hold it here, take a breath in. See if you get even higher. And then exhale, release. 1 more of those. So we're going to breathe in. Lifting up, keep pressing that pubic bone into the mat. Hold it, take another breath, so you can get higher just by breathing in. Big breath in, and then exhale. Release down. So you can stick with that, or if you'd like to go into a full cobra and your back is okay with it, let's go for it. But initiate in the same way. Don't suddenly, it's not a press up, not the way I teach it. Okay, so I just want you to roll the nose away, breathing in. Your collarbones are wide and open. When you can't go any further without using your arms at this point, then you press into the arms, but not collapsing the shoulders, not sinking into your lower back. Press the floor away with your hands. Tuck your tailbone under and looking forwards. You might only get to here, don't care. Just listen to your back, it shouldn't hurt. And if it's really collapsing in your lower back, tuck your tailbone under more. Send a bit of energy out through your toes, looking forwards. Hold it, breathe in. As you exhale, keep looking forwards as you lower your elbows to the floor only. Just your elbows. Then think of your chest lengthening towards the end of your mat, stretching down, release the head, release the shoulders. 2 more. We're going to breathe in. Initiate with the head. See how high you can get without using your arms. Then you can gently press into your hands without the shoulders elevated. Press that pubic bone into the mat. Take a breath in. Send the energy out through your toes. And then resist going to the floor. Elbows first. Then your chest goes forwards. And release. And down. 1 last one. Breathing in. Coming all the way up. And then exhale. Slowly down. And down. And together. Bring the legs together. Tuck your toes under. I'm going to go through a little sequence and you just stop if it gets too much. If it's not too much, you'll probably be fine. If you're up at 2 o'clock in the morning to do a class, you're probably up for anything. So let's have a go. So push up into a plank. Lifting up, head to the ceiling, really strong. Hold it there just for a second. Now, we're going to lift from your tailbone. Lift your tailbone up to the ceiling. It's a bit yoga-y, this bit. Lift your tailbone up into a downward dog. So you might need to adjust your feet, adjust your hands. Try and get your back as flat as you can. So I'm not here and kind of hunched over. I want you to lift your heels high. If you can't straighten your legs, bend them. It doesn't matter. But I want your back to be flat and press your chest towards your thighs. Okay, you're pushing the floor away with your hands, chest towards your thighs. And then if you can extend the legs. But if you can't, don't worry. But I'd rather you focused on your spine and lift up from there. And then we're going to lower your heels. And we're going to lift your heels. And now have a look at this one. It's quite a different movement. When I lift the heels, it's not because I'm going like that and back. Okay? When I lift my heels, pushing my chest and my thighs, my bottom, my tailbone lifts to the ceiling and down. So it's an ankle movement. It's not a shoulder and wrist movement. You just think of your tailbone pulling up to the ceiling and down. Lift it up and down. Keep the heels high this time. If you can, we're going to lift. Push the floor away with your hands. Lift your right foot up to the ceiling, extend it up. Push the floor away with your hands a bit more. Try and touch the ceiling with your toes. Little pulses up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend the knee in. Place it down. Come into the rest position if this gets too much. Bend the knee in. Other leg up to the ceiling. Push the floor away with your hands. Chest to your thighs and pulse it up higher like you're trying to touch the ceiling. Find your bum. Lift it higher. 5. Bend the knee in. Place the foot down. Bend the knees. Come into a rest position and stretch. And breathe. I'll breathe because that's hard work. Upside down and talking. Take a breath. Relax now. Breathe wide. So try and breathe and think. In this position, breathing's a bit trickier. So just stay in that position for a minute. I'm just going to sit up so I can talk to you. So just really focus. I've been doing a lot because of the coronavirus and trying to keep your lungs healthy at the moment. Just really focus on getting some lovely, wide, deep breaths in. And in that position, you've got to breathe into your back a bit more, which is really good for your lungs. So just breathe in wide. Expand your ribs. Exhale, they close. Breathing in wide. On the next exhalation, we're going to slowly tuck your tailbone under. Initiate with your pelvis. Roll the pelvis into neutral. Lifting up and out of your waist. Come up to the sitting and just give your shoulders a little roll. Now, so from here, let's come and last. How long have I got? Oh my God. I want to keep going all night now. I never thought I'd say that. Anyway, so let's come. I've only got 5 more minutes. So let's come and relax a little bit. Skip the bit I was going to do. Grab a big cushion, everybody, if you've got one, please. Anything. Could be any pillow, cushion, get comfy, blanket. No, don't do that yet. Well, the reason I didn't lie down too long is because we might just all fall asleep. So let's come onto your side, please. So just bring your knees in line with your hips. Just hug the knee in just for a minute. So it looks a bit like a quad stretch, but actually that's not my focus on this stretch. It's like a half prep for rocking, okay? So I want you to push your thigh back and push your foot into your hand. So I'm going to turn you sideways. So I'm pushing like that, but behind you. Shouldn't feel any discomfort in your knees, but I want to really, if I took my hand away, I'm still pushing my thigh back. So you can feel your glutes work a little bit. Push the thigh back, press your foot into your hand. So it's quite a stretch for your chest and the hip. Breathe, one more breath there. That's really lovely. And then bring your knees together. Bring your hands together. We're going to turn your chest and reach past your underneath hand. And then imagine you're drawing the biggest circle on the floor. You're going to go up and round and down, around and round. And again, big circle. Roll the upper body, but your lower half of your body stays quite still. Unless, of course, that's uncomfortable on your back, in which case just let the pelvis roll. I really don't care, just let it go, don't hurt yourself, please. And reach. The next time you roll around, stay there, please. So stay there, look at the arm behind you, relax the shoulders, but think of your hands reaching away from each other, and then breathe. A big deep breath in. As you exhale, just feel that maybe you get a bit more rotation. Maybe your ribcage opens and rotates back a little further. Maybe your arm gets a little heavier. Nice. One more breath there. So hold it for at least 2 breaths. Anyone from my classes knows we always end a class like this because I love it. And round and reach. Collarbones wide, your hands reaching away from each other. One more breath here. Bit of a sigh. Release round. Roll past your underneath hand and then a big circle all the way around without stopping. And then come on to your other side. Or rolling over. Swing your legs round. Bring your cushion. Knees together. Hands together. Oh no, do the little prep for rocking. If you don't know what rocking is, don't worry about it. Just hold onto your foot. That's it. Now don't pull your heel to your bum. Push your foot into your hand, pull your thigh back, bring your head back, open out the hip, and stretch that whole front side of your body from your shoulder down to your knee. If it's at all uncomfortable on your knee, please don't do it. Breathe. One more breath there. So you can push the thigh back a bit further. Find your glutes. Push that thigh back. Nice. And then bring the knees together. Bring your hands together. Roll the chest forwards. Reach past your hand and then go up and above your head and around. Roll the upper body. Reach past your underneath hand. Turn the head, turn the chest. And down. Next time you go around, hold it on the tightest point. Look at the arm behind you. Relax the shoulders, but reach your hands and breathe. A big sigh. Let the breath go. If you can really increase that rotation as your shoulder and your arm get heavier with the breath. And round. Reach forwards past your hand. Last one, holding. Take a breath. Or 2. And then go down and round, reach forwards past your hand, roll it all the way around. Lovely. Just come and lay onto your back just for a second. I know we haven't got long. So just stretching out your legs along the mat. If that's uncomfortable, just have your knees bent. Place your hands onto your tummy. Let your elbows relax on the floor. Close your eyes and then just gently turn your toes to the left, to the right, like a little windscreen wipe with your feet. And that's all coming up right from the hip joint as you turn, like a little windscreen wiper side to side. And then just let your toes fall away from each other, let them drop, so you know that your hips are relaxed. With the eyes closed now, I just want you to breathe into your hands. We're going to breathe in through your nose. So deeply, your diaphragm really presses down and lifts and pushes your belly into your hands. And then you exhale with a bit of a sigh, relax your jaw, and feel everything deflate and sink down. So we're going to breathe in through your nose, breathe right down into your hands, not into your shoulders or your chest, into your hands, like the way a baby breathes. Really lovely, deep abdominal breathing. And then exhale out through your mouth with a bit of a sigh. Let it go. One more, breathing in. Feel the stomach rising. Exhale. Let it go. Then bring your breath a little higher into your ribs, widen the rib cage. Feel it widen and expand, and then exhale, they close back together. One more big wide breath in. We won't stay here too long because we might all just fall asleep. And Brian's coming up next. He's now waving at me. And close. And then just gently turn your head from one side. Roll to the other side. Release the neck. And then come back to the center, tucking your chin in. Release your chin up. Take a big breath in now and fill up your lungs as wide as you can. And a big sigh. And at the last point of that out breath, you should feel your belly sinking and your back sinking, and slide your feet back in one by one. Float your knees into the air one by one, crossing over your ankles. Relax your shoulders, breathing out, hug the knees a bit closer. Breathe in, release. Cross your ankles the other way, hug them in. Breathe out. Release. Nod the head. If it's okay on your back, you're going to rock and come up. Keep the legs crossed, have a stretch forwards. Take a breath. And then slowly unroll. Reset your spine. Rock forwards onto your knees, uncross your ankles. Lift your tailbone up to the ceiling one last time into your downward dog. Stretch the heels down, maybe push your chest to your thighs. Walk your hands back towards your feet. Soften the knees if you need to. Let your head and arms hang. Take a big breath in. Pressing into your toes. Initiate with your pelvis again. Tailbone under. Keep pressing your hips forwards. You're not rocking back onto your heels. When you're all the way back up to standing, take a big stretch up. Look up to the ceiling. Bring your palms together. Let your shoulders come up around your ears. Exhale, drop the shoulders. Turn your palms, bring your arms wide behind you, and then roll. And then you're done. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining me. You're all mad, but thank you so much for doing this. Hello, Mum. Oh, thank you. I really appreciate it. And I'm now going to hand you over to Brian, who's coming up next. If you don't want to sleep tonight and you fancy doing 24 classes. Has anyone done 24 classes? Are they going to do the whole lot? Obviously, haven't done them yet. Anyway, I'm waffling. I'm going to go. Love you all. Keep donating. We've raised like the most amazing amount of money, and we couldn't be more grateful to you all. You're all just gorgeous. Night night. Bye.